is enough said.
Happy Wednesday, Heat Nation. Your boy Ernest here. Back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Hope you guys are having an amazing Wednesday so far. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as we continue our push for 7,000 subscribers. Now that we got that out the way, let's go on another Miami Heat Talk adventure. So, no real big rumors, no updates today, you guys. The Miami Heat had a very interesting free agency period the first 2 days. Didn't do anything in day one. And then yesterday, Miami Heat do make a trade with the Detroit Pistons. Not really technically a trade, but Duncan Robinson agreed to a 3-year, $48 million contract with the Detroit Pistons, and it was through a sign-and trade. Now, the Miami Heat did get Simone Fontecchio from Detroit, and posted a video about it last night. A lot of you were in the comments. I want to say a lot of people, it was kind of split, 50-50, I would say. You know, a lot of people were happy for Duncan, myself included. Breaks my heart, man. I love Duncan Robinson, who I call Baby Dunk. This was our guy, undrafted player, breaks out in 2019, becomes one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA, and he's no longer a Miami Heat player. But look, guys, you know, I understand. The Miami Heat were not willing to give Duncan 3 years, $48 million, and he got it somewhere else, so I'm happy for him. Now, for people that aren't really happy with the whole Simone Fontecchio signing, the trade, I mean, you could look at it one or two ways. You could look at it as, like I said yesterday, the Heat didn't lose him for nothing. I mean, the Heat didn't lose Duncan for nothing. They got a guy who is a three-point shooter, can space the floor, and this is a guy that, you know, plays solid defense, can get to the paint. He can score a lot of different ways. Or you could look at it as like, damn, like the Heat shouldn't have traded Duncan. They should have just let Duncan walk, you know, and freed up the cap space. Yeah, but in reality, you don't really have that sniper on the team. Tyler is a great three-point shooter, but Tyler has a lot of facets to his game. A lot of times in the NBA, you need a specialist, a three-point specialist. A guy like Duncan Robinson and a guy like Simone Fontecchio. And for those people that are going to knock Simone Fontecchio's numbers last season, he did take a dip. You know, in the 2024 season, dude was averaging about 27 minutes a game. Last year, it went down to 16 minutes. You know, Detroit had a lot of other players ahead of Fontecchio. So I think given the opportunity with this Miami Heat system, he can flourish. You know, he's playing with a lot of European players here. I guess this is becoming the EuroLeague Miami Heat. I don't know. But he's an exciting player. It's an expiring contract at $8.3 million. So the reason why the Miami Heat did this, you guys, is for cap flexibility and to shed cap for 2026. But another reason why the Heat did it, you guys, look, right now we have 15 players on roster. So when you look at this team, we have 15 players and this roster is set. But the Miami Heat still have their mid-level exception and their biannual exception. The mid-level exception is $14.1 million. Biannual exception is about $5.1 million. The Heat aren't just going to let that go. Right now, we do have 15 players on this roster, but I could see a lot of change still being made. Still a long off season. And there was a report today by Ira Winderman and the Miami Heat and the Herald that suggested that changes will be made. He specifically stated that there remains the possibility of trades that can bring changes to Miami's roster. Terry Rozier and Andrew Wiggins are two players who the Heat has explored trading this offseason. So it's not done. Yes, the Miami Heat has a full 15-player roster, but there's a few options that you can do with Wiggins and Rozier. Wiggins has value. You will be able to find a trade suitor for Wiggins. The only thing is, you're not going to do that if it's a bad offer. Now, recently there were talks about sending Andrew Wiggins to the Lakers for Rui Hachimura and Dalton Knecht, and the Heat also wanted a first-round draft pick. Doesn't look like the Lakers want to do that. So they're going to continue to shop Andrew Wiggins. Terry Rozier, though, I think the Miami Heat may have to agree to a buyout with him. The Heat probably are not finding a suitor for Terry Rozier. His contract's expiring. He's been cleared of the federal investigation for the point shaving thing. So I know he's going to find a home on his roster. And I know a lot of teams are seeing that as well. So if the Heat cannot find a trade partner with Terry Rozier, look for the Miami Heat to waive Terry Rozier and buy him out. They're not going to waive and stretch him. They're going to buy him out. And that's where the true problem lies. Because I don't think Terry Rozier is going to look at himself as a guy with a lot of value in the offseason. So Terry may just want to keep his contract for the rest of the season. So I'm sure that's why the Miami Heat are exploring a trade. Worst case scenario, though, you're going to tell T. Rose, you're not going to play here, man. We got Yaka Jonas and Davion Mitchell. We got Drew Smith coming back. There's no space for you here. So I hope Terry-Bo Rozier, like my boy somebody in the comments always calls him, love you, my guy. I hope they can move Terry-Bo Rozier. I really hope they can do that. Whether it's a trade, a buyout, just do not wave and stretch this dude out. Worst case scenario, just eat crap for the rest of the season. But what the Heat are doing right now, you guys, and I feel like what's being pretty much set, is this is the team that you're going to see. There's been a lot of players that have been signed. There's a lot of players with the biannual exception that you could potentially get that's not available. There's still some players available right now, but as of right now, the Heat's roster is pretty much set. So right now, what can the Heat do? Trades. That's the only thing the Heat can do right now. And they have their eyes locked on one guy, Giannis Antetokounmpo. That is exactly what the Heat are waiting for. If you really wanted to make a trade, you could have traded for Kevin Durant. The Heat chose not to do that. So right now, they're waiting for Giannis. When you look at this current roster right now, you guys, this is the youth movement roster. I have no problem coming back with this team next season. Of course, I wanted a change to be made, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. If you're coming back with this roster, led by Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, and Andrew Wiggins, with young assets like Kel'el Ware, Jaime Jaquez, Nikola Jovic, Pelle Larsson, Haywood Highsmith, you drafted Kasparis Yaka Jonas, you have Kashad Johnson, you have Drew Smith, you have a lot of flexibility on this roster. So I wouldn't be mad if they would bring this team back for another year, simply because in 2026 you're going to have so much flexibility. You have your draft pick. You're going to have Wiggins and Rozier potentially off the roster. So it's going to create a lot of cap flexibility. You're also going to have Kevin Love and Haywood Highsmith, who are also on expiring contracts. Simone Fontecchio is going to be off your books. You can maybe find a trade suitor for Kyle Anderson. I don't mind having another year where it's, hey, let's see what we can do, because you're not running it back with the same mentality as going to an 8th seed and competing for the playoffs. You know that if you bring this roster back for another year, it is because you are going to have a gap year and you're going to let these young kids cook. And Heat fans, let me say this right now. It's not bad having a gap year. I understand the Miami Heat Nation is impatient. I understand that fans want a contender now. But I've said this before, guys. Sometimes it's okay to have a silver year in order to have gold years. I want to see this youth movement develop. I want to see this youth movement team get better. I'm not looking for a trade that involves DeMar DeRozan, somebody who's an older player and that can, at best, lead us to the play-in? No. If you're going to trade for someone, get a whale. Get Giannis. Get John Morant. Entertain Zion Williamson. But don't make a stupid trade when you have so much flexibility on this roster. I like this team moving forward. I'm okay with them running this back for another year. And when I say running it back, it's the same roster, but you drafted Kasparis. You have a little bit more flexibility on this team. Let's see what Simone Fontecchio can do on this roster. And like I said, you'll have a lot of cap flexibility. But the Heat are not done. That's the point I'm trying to make. It's still going to be a long offseason. So Heat Nation, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think that this team is just going to keep the same roster? Do you think they're going to swing for the fences? Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as we continue for 7,000 subscribers. Appreciate you guys. And until next time, your boy Ernest out. And that is enough said.